Nick unfortunately had to take off, but I am going to keep chugging by myself. I got two more games I want to cover for you guys, starting with Dortmund versus Shakhtar. And the reason we're going to talk about this one is, despite popular belief, Shakhtar is not dead. They definitely still have a chance at making it. They're going to need City to draw or lose to Bruges. They're going to need PSG to win outright away at Stuttgart. They could use some help from Sporting and Benfica as well. So it's a very, very long shot, but Shakhtar's not dead, and we do have to talk about this. They're going to come out. They're going to attack. They're going to stand on the gas pedal, which can open up some stuff here for Dortmund, who has been playing really, really well at home, despite some results they have gotten. I know Nick's not here to defend him, but look, I've been on his show. I got no problem taking some shots at Scotty here real quick. Scotty, you know where my DMs are at. I'm always happy to talk with you. If you want to answer back or chirp back at me, you're more than welcome. Dortmund at home has been monstrous this season. They have had a little poor stretch of form right before going to winter break. They got a draw versus Bayern, which to me I consider kind of a win, especially with where Dortmund has been on the table. After winter break, they had Hoffenheim at home, which was a pretty poor draw, but Mainz also beat Bayern that week. So it was a strange week coming back from winter break where guys who don't play European football were super well rested. So I'm making a little bit of an excuse there for Dortmund. You do need to win that game. Then they lost to Leverkusen in a 2-3 on a Friday night, which is, Leverkusen's number 2 in the league. So again, I'm making an excuse there for Dortmund. And then over the weekend, they took a red card in the 12th minute. It was a terrible red card by Schlotterbeck. And Dortmund scored twice to go up 2-0 and then conceded late when their legs got tired versus Werder Bremen. Again, I'm making excuses, but prior to that, Dortmund was undefeated at home. So Dortmund in front of the yellow wall is typically decent. And Shakhtar is in a rough spell. They don't have a home. They don't have a home stadium. They're a Ukrainian team, and they're playing their games in Germany. So this is actually short travel for them, which is kind of an advantage here. But yeah, Shakhtar's not dead. I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm saying that they're going to come out and attack, and that can open some things up here. Dortmund is the farthest thing from watertight at the back, so Shakhtar scoring a goal at -167 wouldn't surprise me. It might be a parlay piece if you want to put something together there. Both teams to score over 2.5. That almost kind of gets you a plus number. Probably not, just with what they're expecting out of Dortmund. The over 3.5, I'm probably not going to touch. It is nice at plus 130. I'm not getting involved with Dortmund on a spread no matter what. This Dortmund team has just been too up and down for me, and their starting 11 has been really inconsistent. And we're going to get into it with some player prop talk really quickly, but yeah, I just don't know what we're going to see out of this Dortmund starting 11. They obviously just fired their manager. Some guys are playing for their jobs. They've been shaking this lineup around a lot. One guy you can depend on starting is Girassi. So I definitely think that he is going to be in the starting 11 and is worth a look for an anytime goal at plus 105. The other guy that I'm pretty confident is going to play is Bino Gittins, Jamie Bino Gittins, English international. I really like him. His anytime goal is at plus 250 over on Bet365, plus 220 on Bet Rivers, which is nice because they do void non-starters. I could see his to score assist. Brandt is going to be the guy who's taking almost all of the corners and a majority of the free kicks. So Brandt for an assist is another thing I would look at. Karim Adeyemi has been in and out of this lineup. I don't know whether or not they're going to keep Kareem Adeyemi, I have heard rumors of him potentially making a move to Napoli, which I think is a great move for Napoli. I think he would make a nice little Special K replacement. But wherever Adeyemi ends up, I need to see him getting more consistent run. He's a guy I really liked on RB Salzburg. Came over to Dortmund, had a very, very good year last year. I don't know why he's struggled to find the lineup. But who knows? He's got to earn some playing time under this new manager. Schlotterbeck, like I mentioned, he had a terrible red card very early over the weekend, but he is a big target for set pieces here. He's a guy who can get his head on one, and he was going to be hanging out at the top of the box. Emery Chan is another guy who will shoot on occasion. If they start Gio Reyna, he's been in a nice little form. I know Nick had to take off, but he's a guy who I could definitely see for a shot on target. If he's healthy and able to play, I don't see any reason why Sabitzer is not in the lineup. So Sabitzer is another guy I like to shoot and for shots on target. So look, this starting 11 for Dortmund has been a pretty big mess, and we're going to have to kind of wait for lineups to see what to do with this. This will be something that I try and cover a little bit more on the live show Wednesday. As far as Shakhtar is concerned, I'm not going to pretend like I know a ton about their guys and who's playing for them and who's a threat for goal or to do anything really. I know that they've also kind of started trending towards playing some of your younger guys. So look, all I wanted to say about this one is Dortmund has been suspect at home. Historically has been good. I've made some excuses about their last few results at home. They should win here at home. Shakhtar isn't dead, but they need a lot of help. It's not necessarily that I believe in Shakhtar, but it is short travel. They might be able to get something here. Dortmund's not going out with a loss, and they're likely not. Actually, they might. They might sneak into a bye spot with a win here. They're top of the group of teams with 12 points. So if they get 3, that gives them 15. They're going to need Atalanta, Leverkusen, Austin Villa, Monaco, Feyenoord, Lille, and Brest to have some things break their way. But they're +8 on the goal differential. They're the first team that could jump up into a bye spot out of all of those teams I listed above them if some results break their way on the table. So again, Dortmund team, they struggle a shit ton on the road. They typically hold down their fort in front of the yellow wall at Dortmund. And it's a team that constantly does very well in Europe, and even when they're struggling domestically in Bundesliga. So it wouldn't surprise me for Dortmund to get a win here. I might walk back my statement a little bit, and I don't know. Look, I don't want to get involved in Dortmund at -1.5. It's a personal preference. If you wanted to, I can see the argument for it now that I've kind of worked my way talking through this match. So this is going to depend a lot on the starting 11 for me, but Dortmund should come out and play 90 minutes, full fucking throttle. You get a win here, you get 3 points. You're very much in line for a bye if the table breaks your way. So I definitely think that's something that has to be looked at and has to be talked about. And again, Shakhtar is not dead. They need a lot more help than Dortmund does, but if they manage 3 points, they're certainly not dead, especially if City fails to get the job done versus Bruges. So something to keep an eye on here in a very competitive game where, everybody on Dortmund's priced to help make us money because of how crap they've been domestically and recently in a run of form. So this is a good spot for Dortmund to turn it around and a good spot for us to make some money. So I like this game a lot, and that's why we're covering it. Be sure to subscribe at youtube.com/Burrows772. That way you get notified anytime I drop a new video, anytime I go live. It costs you absolutely nothing. It helps me out a ton. It lets me bring you these sorts of videos every week for free. So please, please, please like and subscribe on YouTube. And we will be back shortly with the final game I'm going to talk about, which is Brest versus Madrid. Until then, I hope to see you at the window. Oaks out. Doses. We outside.